How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Ryan Logan, and you see this crazy article I'm about to talk about. Now, before I begin, I just want to preface it with this. We've seen all these kind of movements. Everybody has their identity group. Identity politics has run amok, especially on the left. Everybody's part of some kind of marginalized group. You get LGBTQIA, this, that, and the third. You get people that now identify as furries, people now that identify as different races. You have this rights group, that rights group, all kind of different little pockets of humanity just broken up. Everybody has a victimhood story. Everybody wants attention. I think a lot of this is spurred on by the social media age, and everybody's in their phone, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. Everybody wants that instant gratification and attention that they get from their phone from regular people as well. So with that comes this headline here: coming out as fat. Shout out to my girl for sending me this. She sent it to me. I thought it was just like a funny meme because it was on one of these websites that's like, it was like a Facebook page, and it was just like a picture of a headline. I thought it was a fake headline. I'm thinking, okay, somebody just made this up. So I decided to take a little bit of just a Google search. Matter of fact, I think I was on Twitter. Twitter is a good place to search for hot topics because usually you're able to find the relevant results that you want from actual people that are probably looking for the same thing you're looking for. It's a good way to search, but I digress. So I found the article. I'm like, is this real? It's 100% real. It's right in front of your face. This is not a joke. This is serious. This woman is a writer for this website called Ravishly. I've never heard this website before, but apparently it's the thing. So we're going to go ahead and jump straight into the article and see what they're talking about here. Coming out as fat. And the subhead to the picture says, I can't be fat incognito any longer. It's exhausting and pointless. I'm fat. If I was standing in front of you and I said that, you might be tempted to say something like, no, S-H-I-T. If you can see me, then you know the fleshiness of my body, the accentuated curves and the fullness of my frame. Are we doing a op-ed, or are we doing some kind of romantic novel? I'm not really sure, but we're going to keep going. You can see my fatness, but you might not be able to see me. Okay. My fat is evident, and no amount of slenderizing black clothing is going to hide it. If you're visually impaired, then maybe you know by the feeling, the amount of extra flesh on my body. In the movie Ray, it's mentioned that the legendary singer would make sure that a woman was slender, but checking to see if his thumb and forefinger met when wrapped around a woman's wrist. Just because he was blind, he didn't want to be duped into a relationship with a woman pretending she was thin. So if you're visually impaired, full disclosure, my wrist isn't easily encompassed with one hand. Oh boy. Okay. Before I came out as fat, my friends and family had been well trained to never bring up the subject of weight. We all participated in group delusion of my own making. I didn't want to be criticized and chastised because of my weight, so we spent a lot of time avoiding the topic. I just got to say, I don't think that people are talking about everybody's, weight all the time, unless they have like morbid obesity to the point where they're about to die. And that's something different. At that point, they're concerned about your health. It's not so much about being vain or anything like that. So let's keep going. Before I started to write for Ravishly, I never used the word fat. And I rarely mention my body type, but since then, I've tried to be more honest, and I've worked towards self-acceptance, which includes coming to terms and owning the word fat. Okie dokie. I've been writing about what it's like for me to live in this body. I guess that's a link right there. And I'll link to this piece in the description box. This is a real piece. I did not make it up. And the challenges I face, and in some ways, it's been the scariest writing I've ever done. I'm not saying that my coming out as fat is the same or as traumatic as it can be for a person who is LGBT. See, there you go right there. You comparing to other groups because you know that you just want to be part of that group as well, but you don't want to, not part of the LGBT group, but it's part of the victimhood class of people. You want to have your own little group. So it's like, okay, I'm fat and I'm hiding about it. So that's my little group right there. But then at the same time, you don't want to appropriate LGBT culture by having that same type of affiliation with being the victim. But I move on. My mother already knows that I'm fat. Oh, really? You don't say. And wouldn't disown me because of my weight. But that's not to say that my weight hasn't affected how she sees me and treats me, which isn't always kind. My problem is that there isn't a thin woman inside me dying to get out. There's another fat woman, and she needs to be released before we both suffocate and die. I mean, I'm just, like, how do you know something? Like, how can you tell it's a fat woman inside? It doesn't make no sense. Like, I don't get it. When I let my terror of someone calling me fat affect how I live my life, that's a huge problem. I'm scared of small children and the probability of them asking me why I'm so fat. Because of this fear, I've avoided spending time with my great nieces and nephews. Many people believe that being fat is a choice, and if I give into being fat, then I'm giving up on myself. It isn't that I'll never change, but for my growth as a person, it's important for me to acknowledge who I am at this point and to stop pretending to be what I'm not. My weight was always an elephant in the room. For so many other people, and for me, the word fat is loaded and emotional. There were times when my weight needed to be part of the equation, like when there was a long hike from the parking area to the concert venue. Really? I mean, look, if you can't walk that far, then you got a health problem. It's not about just being fat and how that looks. It's about your health. Okay, your cardiovascular fitness is in question. It ain't about you being fat. I'm sure it was easy to see through I just have to admire the scenery, moon, bird, ruse when I really needed to catch my breath. If I admitted to getting tired hiking up a hill, I ran the risk of exposing myself as a fat person. I mean, come on, man. Like, really? So you're saying that you not being able to make it up the hill, that right there, that'll expose you. That'll just put you out on the front street. They're going to know, oh, I'm fat. I can't make it up the hill. Come on. I tried to act like a thin person in hopes that my performance would be convincing. Also, I made sure that my internet presence was carefully curated. The photos I used for my profiles weren't selfies, but pictures taken by other people who were gifted in photography. I didn't want my elementary school friends to think that I had grown up fat, even if that was the truth. So you one of them angles type people, the people that use deceptive pictures. Okay. I've been too busy staging my life to actually live it. In her spectacular book, Shrill, Lindy West says, regarding the idea of coming out as fat, I've always thought that if I just never, ever acknowledged it, never wore a bathing suit, never objected to a fat joke on TV, stuck to flattering clothes, never said the word fat out loud, then maybe people wouldn't notice. Maybe I could pass as thin or at least less obedient. It's interesting that West mentions the word obedient when it comes to her body, and Roxane Gray in her book Hunger refers to fat body as unruly. It's believed that being fat is a disgrace, is evidence that you have no discipline and no work ethic. You've let your body go free to run amok and cause havoc. I mean, how is it causing havoc? I see it's causing havoc to go on your cardiovascular system. That's how it's causing havoc. But on anybody else, I mean, come on. Being fat is defiant, even if you hardly think of yourself as a rebel. When you're fat, the rules may be unsaid, but they're very clear. Don't take up space. Don't ask for anything. Accept harsh criticism. Demonstrate in some way that you are trying to do better, and hide your fat, aka your all too apparent failure. At all times, strive to destroy your fat as you would any disease that afflicts you. Well, I mean, you're talking about having breathing difficulty, so you probably want to destroy the fat as a disease because that's how it's affecting you, like a disease. Okay, there's other diseases and disorders that would affect you from not being able to make it up the hill. Okay, so maybe you should treat it like that for your health, not for no other reason. My problem is that there isn't a thin woman inside me dying to get out. We already read that. I can't be fat incognito any longer. It's exhausting and pointless. Pretending to be something you're not isn't easy. And when all people have to do is look at you to know you're lying, it's ridiculous. Okay, that's another article. Maybe that's written by the same person. I don't know. But like I said, this will be in the description box below, so you're able to check out all the links. I don't come across as very affectionate. I shy away from hugs and public displays of affection. It's not that I don't like to be touched. I do. It's just my insecurity about not being thin. If I let someone that's not someone I'm intimate with, okay, so you have intimate. Okay, so you're not totally just like, all right, get physically close to me. They'll probably be able to see that I'm fat. I need to come clean and let out the secret. It isn't a secret. It's important for me to see who I clearly am, to look in mirrors, stand up for myself, and demand respect. when I write articles where I use the word fat about myself, my friends thank me for being so open and honest. They say that they can relate to my struggles even if they have different issues. Most surprising of all is that my vulnerability has allowed them to get to know me on a deeper level. By being more open about myself and my body, my friends and I have been able to talk about topics that were forbidden before. I no longer have to pretend not to like dessert or mention that I went to the gym for 6 hours to try and validate my existence. I mean, come on. I've been reading books by body positive writers such as Lindy West, Roxanne Gray, Jess Baker, and they're making me feel empowered and as if I've been given the right to live a good life. I want to have fun, work out just because I enjoy it, not because that's what thin people do. And I want to feel that when it's 1,000,000 degrees, it's okay for me to go sleeveless. If someone notices or comments that I'm fat, I can live with it. Okie dokie. Look, woman, I'm not sure if that's her or not, but at the end of the day, I mean, I'm gonna just come out and say it. She's not an ugly person. You know what I'm saying? All she got to do is just drop weight and she'd be fine. Like, I don't see what's the problem. Maybe it's some kind of mental issue. Yeah, drop a little bit of weight. You don't even got to be really that thin. You'll be okay. At the end of the day, lose weight, not only just for your appearance, but for your health. You're talking about you can't go up the hill without losing your breath. I mean, come on. If you got to park your car, you walk into a concert venue and there's a hill, you can't make it up without pausing. Something's wrong. So tighten up your physical, frame for your health into the future. You want to live long. You don't look to be that old. I can't tell how old you are, but you don't look to be that old. You're probably in your 30s, maybe 40s, probably 30s. Early 30s, I say. That's right around the age I think you are, maybe late 20s, probably early 30s. So if that's going on, you need to tighten up for yourself and for your future health. I don't know if she has children or whatever, if she wants to have children, but you just got to get better for yourself and don't worry about all the other stuff. I mean, this article was really crazy. I mean, the coming out as fat, okay, you're at the first stage of acceptance, but don't accept it as, okay, it's all I got to do. I'm reading these articles by these women that give me body positive messages and that's good. No, you need to continuously strive to be physically fit, not just for your appearance, but also for your physical health. So this article, that's fine. You got the one step down. At least you're not in denial about it. You accepted that what you are is what you are. Now you can do something to try and change that. You don't have to always just be here. You can do different things. You can change yourself for the better. So what do you think? Do you think this article was really crazy? This person came out as fat. Like I said, I thought it was a meme. I thought it was a joke, but this person is dead serious. It's 100% serious. And I'm pretty sure that there are other articles about this same topic on this website. If you want to go to it, you can check it out in the box below. I'm not a fat shamer, so I didn't really just beat her down too bad. But at the end of the day, I had to do this article, but it was really crazy. Look, everybody saw what was going on. Nobody disowned you. Nobody decided to say, oh, we hate her or whatever. You still the same person. Everybody knew what it was. You need to just stop tripping and stop being so dramatic. So I don't have no more to say. Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.